One of the hardest parts of starting off in life with little money is that you feel like there's no way to gain more money, and it can be hard to imagine yourself ever being in the place that you desire most, the top half of society with financial security. The truth is that, unlike most things in life, money isn't inherited, it's earned through hard work and dedication, so anyone can make it if they have the drive and determination to do so. Here are 12 things poor people do that rich people don't. 1. They don't set goals. If you don't have goals, it can be hard to make any progress. This is because without specific goals, you may not know what steps to take in order to reach your desired outcome. For example, if you want to get a higher paying job and work on your resume, but don't have specific goals for what kind of job or how much money you want to earn, it will be hard to start working on that resume. Or if you need to save more money each month but don't know how much money you should be saving each month or when the best time of year is for doing that, then again it will be difficult for you to make any progress. So before you can do anything else, you'll need to set some clear goals so that there's an end goal in sight. 2. They don't invest in themselves. One of the biggest things that poor people do that rich people don't is not investing in themselves. Poor people often think that if they are already at rock bottom, they can't go any lower. They will avoid investing in themselves because they fear they might not have a way to pay it back. However, when you invest in yourself, you are investing in your future, and the future of your family. If someone has the ambition and drive to create something for themselves, but doesn't have enough money, their options are limited. The only options left for them is either getting a loan from an unreliable source or running into debt. Neither of those choices work well in long-term situations. For example, someone may get an overdraft loan and owe $500 per month in interest rates, on top of being required to make minimum monthly payments on the principal balance, as well as repay the loan with interest over time. And this person may still be living paycheck to paycheck. 3. They don't have a budget. Poor people don't have a budget. This can be because they think they make enough money to not have one, or they never learned how to budget in the first place. They might be living paycheck to paycheck and just spending money as it comes in, or they might be living off of credit cards with no idea how much debt they're amassing. One way to avoid this is by creating a plan for what you want your finances to look like once a month and then working towards achieving that goal. 4. They don't save money. This may seem like an obvious point, but many people overlook this step when they're trying to build wealth. Saving money is one of the most important keys to building wealth. Regardless of how much income you make, it's never too late to start saving now. If you want to get rich, it's imperative that you take a proactive approach and start saving today. 5. Poor people don't make a plan. One of the most important things a poor person can do to get out of poverty is create a plan. A plan can be as simple as writing down some goals and then breaking them into achievable, concrete steps. It's not about an elaborate strategy with pie-in-the-sky promises. It's about taking small steps to get where you want to be. If your goal is to make $5,000 more per year from working at home on the weekends, break it down by deciding which days you'll work, Saturdays or Sundays, what time slot you'll work in, morning or evening, and how many hours each day. It's up to you what information goes in your plan: start date, end date, weekly, monthly objectives, etc. It's also up to you how much information goes in each step. If your goal is just, "I will try," that should go in your plan too. The point is to take control of what happens next so that it doesn't happen without a clear destination. 6. Poor people don't stay focused. Poor people tend to have a lot of things going on at once and they don't know how to prioritize. They'll be all over the place, doing this and that, but never finishing anything. This is because they have no idea what's important or what needs to be done first. They'll end up wasting time and energy on things that are not necessary for their survival. Poor people live in scarcity and fear of lack, so they feel like they need to do everything themselves. This will make them procrastinate, which slows down the progress even more. They often start a project but then give up when it gets difficult because it's not working out the way they thought it would. 7. Poor people don't take risks. Poor people don't take risks because they have a survival mindset. They can't afford to risk what little they have left. So, instead of taking the risk of starting up their own business, they stay in their current job and don't pursue other opportunities. This is the reason why you'll find that most poor people are just one paycheck away from being homeless and living on the streets. The rich, on the other hand, do not care about risking their money because they know it won't make a dent in their wealth. In fact, many rich people make risky investments like casinos or oil drilling, which might cost them all of their money if things go south. 8. Poor people sleep a lot. Early in life, poor people awaken later than wealthy people. In their younger years, poor people tend to be more lazy than wealthy people. The aforementioned statement may undoubtedly irritate some of you greatly, but statistically, it is a fact that a person who makes the most of their youth to develop themselves is far less likely to be impoverished later in life. 9. Poor people eat fast food. The brains of the poor are being bombarded with a lot of sugar and fat that has no nutritional benefit. If you're not healthy, all facets of your life are immediately impacted. You'll suffer physically, intellectually, professionally, and even romantically. They are intentionally destroying their bodies, which has the effect of preventing them from performing at 100% of their potential. 10. The poor accuse others. Poor individuals hold others responsible for their plight. How many people do you know who make excuses or point the finger at other causes for their lack of success? Some things are beyond our control, however, you are in charge of 99% of your life. It involves how we respond to what occurs to us. The privileged investigate and study bad things while the impoverished prefer to victimize themselves. The rich want to know what occurred, why it occurred, and how they may avoid it in the future. While one adopts the role of a helpless victim, the other makes use of it as a springboard for development. 11. Poor people believe that others should help them reach the top. One of the most common things poor people do that rich people don't is believe that others should help them reach the top. Many poor people go through life with a victim mentality, where they feel like their lot in life is ordained and no matter what they do or how hard they work, they will never get ahead. This belief often leads to a sense of entitlement. They expect others to give them what they want and rarely make an effort to earn it themselves. The problem with this is that when you rely on other people for your success, you are setting yourself up for disappointment and failure because not everyone has the same resources as you. If you spend your time looking at other people as your competition, you are going to be left behind. 12. Poor people tend to have more kids. Poor people tend to have more kids because they don't want to be poor. If they have more children, then it will double their chances of having a lucky one that will grow up to be successful and rich. They also have more kids because they believe that the parent should be there for the child no matter what. Parents are not going to make it in life if they can't provide for themselves and their family. So, parents figure if they give their kids as many opportunities as possible, including giving them enough food, then hopefully at least one kid will break out of poverty. Plus, some parents are just trying to do what is right. Some might feel like it is their responsibility to have as many children as possible even though they know that means being poorer in the long run. The rich do not experience the same life as poor people. If you want to be rich, stop doing the following things. 1. Stop spending your money on frivolous items. Instead, invest in yourself and create a safety net for emergencies. 2. Stop paying high interest rates on your credit cards and loans. Instead, take advantage of lower interest rates at banks. 3. Stop buying lottery tickets and gambling with your money. Instead, start saving small amounts of money each month to get a head start on retirement funds. 4. Stop being so hard on yourself about what others are doing or how much they have achieved in their lives. Instead, focus on where you can improve your own life and be happy with what you have accomplished today. The most important thing that you can do to get out of poverty is to educate yourself about the financial system and how it works. For one thing, you need to understand how credit cards work. It's not just a line of credit, but a double-edged sword that either helps you build wealth or destroys it if you're not careful. And while the rich are happy with their individual retirement accounts and 401k plans, most poor people have no clue what these things even are. At least take the time to read some simple personal finance books like The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey or The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley. Please subscribe to Financial Literacy.